Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Ghawi, and I'm in charge of the Impact Rise program. One exceptional year has already passed since the launch of the Impact Rise program. 15 social entrepreneurs have made it so far, despite all the challenges that we have been through, putting all their efforts towards building an impactful community. Driven by passion to change the world, social entrepreneurs see opportunities where other people see challenges. More recently, and after the horrible Beirut blast, they were mobilized on the ground to help the people in need. Today, we are proud to introduce these amazing entrepreneurs with whom we have worked diligently throughout this year to support them in their social impact initiative. Allow me to introduce Mr. Maroun Shammas, our chairman and CEO, who would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Impact Rise program Demo Day. I'm glad to see so many joining us today to support social entrepreneurship in Lebanon. Being social is hard, very hard, and it is easier to start a social enterprise than to grow it. It takes time to find a sustainable business model, and very often, social entrepreneurs cannot find the funds nor the resources to help them scale and grow. This is where the Impact Rise program comes in, thanks to the generous funding of $400,000 from the U.S. Embassy under the U.S. Middle East Partnership Initiative, MEPI. The 2 years program was launched on October 16, 2019, a day before Saura. Allow me to take a moment to thank the MEPI and the Berytech teams, as well as the coaches and mentors enrolled in the program, as well as our partners for their unwavering support of the entrepreneurs in the program. Through the Impact Rise program, and for the past year, the Berytech team has worked to give our social entrepreneurs the tools and introduce them to the ecosystem, to give them the support they need to scale and improve their abilities and capabilities to sustain their ventures and operate on their own, and to sharpen their expertise to do what they do best, contribute to driving social change. The 15 startups you will hear from shortly have spent the last 9 months in the program receiving tailored support to grow their marketing and sales activities, improve their management strategy, structure their operations, and develop their social impact. Each startup has a fascinating story to tell. Through the Impact Rise program, we are proud to have played a part in empowering the Lebanese social entrepreneurship ecosystem to ultimately contribute to a sustainable economy. Berytech has made sure to involve active partners from its network, including social ventures, organizations, funds and institutions. It is the need to drive social change with a lasting transformational benefit to society that sets social entrepreneurs apart. In the aftermath of the devastating Beirut blast, startups and SMEs within the Berytech community stepped up to use their platforms for initiatives that directly impacted people who had lost their homes, safety, and businesses. We saw intervention from our very own social entrepreneurs enrolled in the Impact Rise program, including 3QA, Arc-en-Ciel, Caesar Projects, Draw It, Fabricad, Froze, Live Love Beirut, and the Volunteer Circle, to name just a few. Today's Demo Day is a showcase and true testament to the amazing collective work of all those involved in the program. Our journey is halfway through, though. The program has another year to go. Yet, we have a lot to achieve, and along the way, we have discovered many initiatives that we hope to support in future programs. Thank you for your attention, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Mr. Shammas. Now, please join me in welcoming Mr. Andrew Dollar from the U.S. Embassy. He is the Economic Officer and the U.S. Middle East Partnership Initiative Coordinator to share his personal view and insights based on his experience in the Silicon Valley.
Thank you. I hope everybody can hear me, and if not, I will probably receive a text right away. So I'm assuming I'm broadcasting now. So thank you very much to everyone from Berytech. Very pleased to meet you. As Jessica said, my name is Andrew Doler, and I am working here at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, broadcasting live from my apartment on the embassy. So here we are. I am the MEPI coordinator, and I'm also an economic officer. And a little bit about me. I arrived here only 3 months ago, so a few days before the blast at the end of July. So it's been a very interesting and busy time. Since I'm new, I was not responsible for selecting Berytech as a grantee, but very excited to learn more about these startups and what you do. But it's something we fully support, and it's a really great opportunity. So thank you for inviting me. In terms of my background, I'm a Middle East person. I speak Arabic. I've spent about 10 years working for the US government overseas in places like Libya, Morocco, Jordan, Egypt, and I also spent 2 years in Washington very recently working on Palestinian affairs. So that's my background. I also speak Urdu. I lived in Pakistan as well, and soon I will be learning Farsi and covering Iranian issues, which I'm very excited about. So let me tell you a little bit about MEPI, the U.S. Middle East Partnership Initiative. Our goals really are to do two things. One, increase participatory government, and two, drive economic growth. So this is an example of an economic growth project. We're very excited. We want to make the Lebanon more prosperous, and we want the Lebanese economy to become more competitive. And these startups have the potential to do both of those things. So that's sort of the reason why the U.S. is doing this funding and giving this grant. Also, as Jessica mentioned, I did actually, before I joined the government, I spent about 4 years living in San Francisco and also Silicon Valley in high tech. I worked for a company that found the top executives, whether CEOs, heads of sales, heads of marketing, for both startups or big companies, tech companies that you guys will have definitely heard of, like Amazon and Cisco and others. So I had a very good experience living out in California and in the middle of the tech world. And what I would share from that is one thing I learned from all my work was in the US and in Silicon Valley in particular, it's expected when you look at somebody's resume to see a failure. Failure is not a negative thing. There's no stigma in the US, especially in California, to failing, because you have to take chances to become successful. You have to find a solution to a problem that exists. Those are the most successful startups, whether it's a search engine or whether it's delivering books over the internet, like our friends at Amazon. They all solved a problem. And sometimes people are successful, sometimes they're not. But what's great is the opportunity to try, and we're very pleased from the US government to be funding this program. And I look forward to spending the next few hours to hear from each of the 15 companies. I've already looked at the great presentations, and I'm very excited to learn more. So I'll stop there, and thank you again for the opportunity, and I hope we can stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. I leave now the stage to Christelle Khalil, Berytech's Program Director, who will share with us what we've been doing this year.
Hello, everyone. It's been a challenging year, yet exciting, with many activities, achievements, and above all, impact. We are all gathered today in the context of the Impact Rise program because we believe in social entrepreneurs and their power to shape a better Lebanon. I would like to thank special people for being part of this program and making it impactful despite all the challenges that we saw this year. I thank especially the US Middle East Partner Initiative for believing in this program and making it happen. I also would like to thank the amazing community of mentors, coaches, and experts who joined forces to provide the best experience and share insight with the entrepreneurs. I would like to express as well my appreciation for all the social entrepreneurs who were part of this program. They showed us exceptional passion, devotion, adaptation to all the circumstances we faced in 2020, and especially during the Beirut blast, because they led on exceptional initiatives. So let me share briefly what happened this year. This year, it was the phase 1 of the Impact Rise program. The target of this phase was basically to provide capacity building and workshops, mentoring, training, and coaching for the startups, customized as per their needs to help them sustain their business, grow their impact, and scale their strategies. In addition, we worked a lot on providing the best visibility and coverage for the startups to promote their products, their services, the social impact they are creating, and try to mobilize as much as we can stakeholders, partners, customers towards their activities and support what they do and help scale their impact. So what's next? We are planning for the phase 2 of the program many activities and initiatives to help basically startups grow further their impact and access new market opportunities on the local and on the regional level. Finally, I really invite you to meet those ventures, learn about their social impact initiatives, support them, and contribute to the growth of the social entrepreneurship ecosystem in Lebanon.
Thank you, Christelle. We have an expert committee today with us who will be listening to the presentation and sharing their feedback and insights with the startups. I want to thank Mr. Raghid Aseh on behalf of the UNDP Lebanon, Mrs. Michelle Muraqade on behalf of Al-Fanar, and again, I want to thank Mr. Andrew Doyler on behalf of the US Embassy. We believe a story well told can change the world. Let's hear a story of 15 ambitious startups showcasing their initiatives and achievement and giving hope to the Lebanese society. And don't forget, after each pitch, we will be sharing with you a link that you can go to and engage with the startup. You can show an interest by being a mentor, a volunteer, or even being an investor or buy from their services or products. Are you searching for a way to volunteer but you don't know where to start? Let's see how you can do this with the Volunteer Circle.
Are you curious about how the volunteering scene was right after the blast? We did a survey, and reality on ground says 80% of people wanted to volunteer and get involved directly despite Corona. Problem is, only 50% of them actually volunteered, and 40% were first-timers. Why is that? People didn't know where to start, said their skills were not used efficiently, some tried to call organizations directly, NGOs were overwhelmed, kept them waiting, volunteers went online, life caught up, you get the picture. These challenges impede service delivery and cause many to remain underemployed, not due to skills shortage, but due to skills mismatch between dynamic volunteers offer, organizations and beneficiaries demand. With the volunteer circle, the 200,000 who wanted to volunteer will remain 200,000. Why? Traditionally, anybody who wants to volunteer goes through a minimum of 8 steps. We introduce a smart skill matching platform that brings them down to 3 in 1 click. Our platform is designed in a way that any moment in time you ask yourself, how can I make a positive impact in my community? Or where can I use my time and skills meaningfully? You'll find an answer and unlock your full potential through the volunteer circle. In under 1 year, we facilitated 2,000 matches between 4,000 volunteers with diverse skills and talent and 180 nonprofits, touching the lives of more than 300,000 beneficiaries. It is specifically during the pandemic and explosion relief efforts that we mobilized thousands of volunteers towards direct interventions that mirrored their professional ambitions. Our emergency response did not reveal a new gap, but only amplified the scale and importance of the process problem that we tackle daily. Most active NGOs revert back to us to match them with the right skilled volunteers on demand, last-minute support with huge volumes of volunteers, and digital volunteer management. At the Volunteer Circle, we've secured our position as a midpoint between NGOs and volunteers, and we extend our role to the corporate and academia worlds. Based on a freemium model, companies, schools, and universities can subscribe to track their impact and personalize our platform features based on the sectors that they want to support. Positioning it as an HR essential, the Volunteer Circle can help them improve productivity and talent retention and increase profitability by 21%. Throughout this program, we introduced a new crisis action section and extended our range of revenue-generating services. In the next month, we will introduce smart features to predict more effective matches between NGOs and volunteers and seamlessly measure their impact. Develop a mobile app with an accessible and instant matchmaking system. Gamify the experience to use the points gained from volunteering to support local businesses and eco-conscious services and products, and introduce our most asked feature, free workshops given by experts within the circle, thus creating a holistic skills management experience. In February 2021, we pursue our regional vision and extend the Volunteer Circle to Egypt, where we have a team addressing a very attractive market, sharing similar problems, and that is worth more than $200 million. We believe higher profitability only means higher and deeper socioeconomic impact. Consider the Volunteer Circle as a catalyst, where we directly and simultaneously impact the growing circle of NGOs that in turn touch the lives of millions. For us to make this happen, we need to invest in the right extension of our team, grow our operations and marketing, and develop our platform further. As an individual, as a company, or as a community, you can own your impact. So call us now and subscribe to the Volunteer Circle.
Thank you, Malak. I would like to invite the jury, the experts committee, and Malak to be on stage with us, please. So for the experts committee, I just want to tell you that you have 3 minutes to give your comments or ask questions to Malak.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching our pitch. Before we do a round of feedback and questions, may I please ask you to open the link that I just sent on the chat and read the testimonials, please? There are 2 testimonials. Thank you.
For the experts committee, we have sent a link on the chat box. Just if you can click on it and read what's written on the papers.
Okay, do you want me to go first, Jessica?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so first I would like to thank Berytech and of course MEPI for organizing such an important program. Alfanar Venture Philanthropy, and that for the past 15 years has been supporting social enterprises. And for us, programs like Impact Rise are essential because these are the programs that build a pipeline of social enterprises that we can then support. We support growth stage social enterprises for periods of 4 to 5 years. And for us to be able to support them, they have to go through programs like Impact Rise. So Malak, I would like first to congratulate you. Your pitch was excellent. I know Malak and I know the Volunteer Circle since the very early days, and the progression has been truly incredible. I am so happy that your financial model is really clear, because this was one of the things that really needed work. What I would just like to encourage you to work on, and maybe you are already doing it, but it wasn't clear in the pitch, is, when we speak about impact, there is the breadth of impact and then there is the depth of impact. So the breadth is usually quantitative. It's the number of volunteers, it's the number of NGOs, it's all these quantitative figures which demonstrate impact. But what's even more interesting is if you can start to, in addition to testimonials, to have surveys that allow you to measure the depth of impact. So for example, to ask volunteers whether the skills that they've learned through the experience have been useful for them, whether it's opened opportunities for them. Is this something that you're considering?
Michelle, I'm really sorry. I need to cut you because we still have 1 minute for the feedback of Andrew.
Yes, sorry.
But what you can do is click on the link and you can go directly to the booth of Malak. We're sharing the links on the chat box. And you can go directly to their booth and interact with them, and you can give them those feedback. So I just need one quick feedback. And
I'm really sorry I took so long.
Thank you. Andrew, Rahid, do you have any feedback or comments for Malak?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Thank you, Rahid. No, I enjoyed your presentation very much. I think it's a great idea. The whole idea of connecting people for volunteering is a really interesting idea, and I wish you the best of success. I was a little confused on how you'll make money. I understand there's the free model, and then you'll have people who will pay. I'm just curious how it's going in terms of the revenue generation at this point. That would be something I'm curious about. But refer to Raghib. We don't need to take more time on me, but. Thank you, and it looks like a great idea.
Thank you, Andrew. Raghid, would you like to add?
No, actually, I had the same question as Andrew. I just needed to better understand. Maybe you went through it quickly and I didn't get it. How are you sustaining your operations? My second point quickly is that I really encourage you also to get in contact with the United Nations Volunteer Program in Lebanon. It would be useful to exchange information and to see ways of collaboration. That's it from my side. Good luck.
Great.
Thank you very much for your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you for the expert committee. Thank you, Malak. And again, I'm reminding that in the chat box, I'm sending you links for you to be able to engage with the startups. So you can go to their exposition and to their booth, and you can give them all the comments that you want. And even you can register an interest by being their mentor, or even invest in their company, being volunteers, or even buy their product or services. One man's trash is another man's startup. At least this is the case for Compost Baladi.
In the past decade, great strides have been made to improve sorting at source and recycling awareness. This has been so effective that the level of awareness has actually surpassed the infrastructure in place to collect the waste. And in most cities, recycling initiatives have been set in place. However, organic waste still ends up in landfills or incinerated. That's because food waste is quite different from other wastes. It's wet and it's smelly, so if it's not collected frequently, it can pose a major public health hazard. This is where the Compost Collect comes in. It's a system that allows users to dispose of their organic waste separately. We've been developing the solution for the past 2 years and have already set up 50 units. The key value it offers is it allows us to process the organic waste right on site, allowing it to reduce in volume and prevent any odors from being discharged. While our objective is to impact the lives of community members, the solution will be sold directly to waste management operators in North America and Europe, where the regulatory environment is enabling of solutions like ours to thrive. But what's in it for them? Well, in addition to saving on disposal cost and collection cost, the system will allow them to improve their traceability and have a more controlled access as to who disposes what and when. In addition to the environmental benefits of our solution, waste management collectors will reduce their collection costs by up to 40%. And to maximize this, the technology is coupled with a management system that allows them to determine the fill level of each bin, further reducing their operational costs. That's why our strategy for growth is to continue to develop this technology internally while working on securing the right sector giant to be our strategic partner and early stage adopter. So I hope you join us as we change the fate of your biowaste.
Thank you. I'm inviting again the jury on stage to give their feedback to Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle, do you want to start? We
Well
have
done,
3
Mah.
minutes for the three of you.
Yes,
So 1 minute
I'll be
each.
very, very quick. I would just suggest, because of the sector you're in, to consider systemic change as well as individual and organization change. So municipalities, syndicates of restaurants, working with larger institutions will help you reach your impact much faster than individuals and organizations.
Should I go ahead and respond, or should I take in all the feedback first?
No, you can respond directly. I'm sorry.
Oh, great. Absolutely, Michelle, and this is something we've been striving more towards, especially in our work locally. And with this product in particular, the Compost Collect, our focus is strictly to go to B2B, but in our, let's say, early adoption strategy, there's a core component of working with local municipalities to promote the solution to them, because they are at the end client to the B2B we work with. So thank you for the feedback.
I guess it's my turn. I was typing my comments, but I think it's a great idea. So with a lot of potential. My parents live in the countryside in the U.S., and we do our own composting without any encouragement from a great company like yours. Mainly just so they don't have to deal with the smell and things like that. There's a lot of benefits to composting. And I'd be curious to learn how successful the idea is. I know you have 50 units and you're selling to the waste management companies. What has been the reception to the farmers? Have they been encouraged to try out your compost unit?
Absolutely, that's a very good question. So today, most of the community who is interested in composting usually has some eco-minded reason to do so, and not necessarily they are incentivized on a more environmental level. Today, many cities are implementing policies that allow you, through participating in composting systems, community composting, or any type of organic waste recovery, to have certain tax deductions on your waste disposal bill. So that's one financial direct incentive that's set for the user. But we've also learned that equally important is some benefits on the end product side. So being able to have access to this compost at an affordable price is one of the models that can be used for incentivizing. And the most important part that we've seen today is less on the incentive and more on the convenience component. So we've learned that
Mark, you still have 5 seconds.
Sorry, go ahead. I think I got the message. Sorry. Mr. Rad, would you like to add anything?
No, I think that sorry, this kind of initiative is very important, and it's very important also to be scaled up. I will be very much interested to see how this can be adopted by municipalities. So if we can later on discuss this matter, this would be of interest. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark. And now we will be moving to another startup, Quick Pack Shelter. It's an emergency housing unit to meet the basic shelter needs for survival.
$100,000. That's the average number of tents distributed annually by the UNHCR. But these tents are inflexible, unstable, non-reusable, and have a short lifespan. Our innovation at Quick Pack Shelter relies on a foldable and logistics-friendly system for quick mobilization and rapid emergency response. We provide a ready-to-deploy emergency housing unit for refugees, vulnerable people forced to migrate, and communities caught in natural disaster zones who are no longer able to cope or meet their basic shelter needs for survival. It is sphere-compliant, flexible to enlarge, customized to fit any purpose, reusable, and geographically monitored. Multiple units can be stacked together to achieve extremely efficient storage and transportation. We have designed 4 prototypes of the shelter so far, improving the mechanism with each edition. We participated in several competitions, won TEC First Prize, MIT Innovate for Refugees Prize, partnered with ITCC in Saudi Arabia, and received a grant from Shira in the UAE in partnership with MIT. We are calling all those responding to humanitarian crisis to buy it or rent it. Quick Pack Shelter is a great combination between the best of tent and the best of rigid modules used in the aid market today to assist refugees. We provide dignified solutions to people who will find an emergency shelter in our family tents, children that will be educated in our multipurpose tents, or doctors that will treat patients in our medical structures. The UNHCR's 2020 program budget for the MENA region is close to $4 billion to provide basic needs and essential services, including shelters. Our target markets are the displaced people around the world, starting with the highly exposed countries. Through the Impact Rise program, we finalized the development of the 4th prototype, met with experts, and won a grant to donate 5 shelters to the aid agencies operating in the Beirut blast. We are calling upon you in order to help us reach NGOs who can benefit from our shelter and investing in Quick Pack Shelter to allow us scale and grow through validating the process of production, have real testing and feedback, increase the brand awareness, hence partnership with NGOs and governments, and franchising Quick Pack Shelter for future development and international growth. Backed by an amazing team, advisors, and future alliances, we'll be able to succeed and meaningfully impacting the lives of the people.
Thank you, Malak. Thank you. I'm confused now. Thank you for Fatima. Malak is no longer with us. So Fatima and the expert jury can please come on stage. So, okay, Fatima has some problems in the connection, but I'm inviting the experts committee in case they have any feedback they want to give, because she would be hearing us. So, Koti, you're on the stage. Fatima isn't going to be with us. She has a connection problem. But if you want to give her any feedback, if you have anything that you would like to tell her, please go ahead.
Go ahead, Andrew.
No?
I'll go first. So thank you very much. I think Quick Pack Shelter, unfortunately, in the world we live in, all over the world, shelter is a huge thing. So I think the market you have identified is huge. It's a huge target market. I would be curious to learn what is the reaction been from UNHCR and some of the providers, the NGOs that are providing the shelters. What have they thought of your project? That would be something I would be curious to know. I think there's a lot of potential there, so I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Michelle, Raghed, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I'm wondering about the cost and how is it comparable to the traditional tents. So that would be an important thing that we need to understand.
Okay, again, Raghed, when we finalize the pitches, the startup will be on an exposition. So you can go into their exposition and ask them these questions. Okay. They will be live there. I hope Fatima has fixed her problem at the end of the pitches. Thank you. So we will continue with another startup. I just want to ask you, ask the audience, did you know about the many hidden gems in Lebanon? Well, let's discover them with Uncover Lebanon, previously known as Canix.
Lebanon is an outstandingly rich country in both cultural and national heritage, especially compared with its size. This small Mediterranean country has a civilization that dates back 6,000 years ago, marked by the legacy of several civilizations along the way. In short, we have a cultural treasure. Lebanon's cultural richness is closest to Malta. But while the Maltese government is sparing no effort to preserve the country's national heritage, our government has been mostly negligent or even deliberate in destroying Lebanon's cultural heritage. Several historic sites are abandoned and left to decay, while others remain unexplored just because they lack a sign or a name clarifying their nature or history. Historic buildings are equally as important. They not only hide long years of history and endless stories between their walls, but their architecture offer a standing proof of the unique level of craftsmanship, skills, and years it took to complete such masterpieces. Uncover Lebanon aims at bridging the gap between the people and their national heritage, their identity, and their legacy, while bringing awareness to the importance of preserving, respecting, and renovating Lebanon's key landmarks. It's a platform that connects citizens onto their heritage live on site by surveying all of Lebanon's historic sites and making their names and information accessible to all. People taking a stroll down a specific street or exploring a particular city or town will be able to see plates with QR codes. Once the QR code is scanned using a smartphone, the user will be able to access information about the historic street, building, church, mosque, house, sculpture, or temple. The platform also offers audio storytelling in several languages, including Lebanese dialect, short clips, maps, pictures, and information from professional historians. Uncover Lebanon is a copyrighted concept. Our main competitors consist of Google and travel guides. However, as many Lebanese sites lack basic information, these cannot be found on Google or any other platform. Uncover Lebanon is accessible 24/7. It aims to partner with travel agencies and guides in order to provide visitors with an unparalleled experience. Visitors will also have the option to engage with the platform by suggesting information or documents they might have. More importantly, they can also file a complaint to report a site that has been vandalized or in jeopardy. Uncover Batroun will be launched with 25 surveyed sites, where information will be accessible through QR code panels. We aim, however, to scale up our surveying efforts to include historical areas such as Tripoli, Sidon, Tyre, Byblos, Baalbek, and so on. Our main source of revenue is maintained by deployment fees and yearly maintenance fees provided by municipalities, NGOs, and sponsors, as the QR code plates and the platform require regular maintenance. Other sources of revenue are generated by selling tourism-related data, which can be later used in business market studies, as well as promoting authentic cultural experiences and selling Lebanese cultural arts, artistic maps, high-resolution photos, and paintings online. Marcus Garvey once said, "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. We are the people of the cedar tree. It's time to connect the cedar to its roots. Let's uncover Lebanon. Let's uncover our national heritage."
Thank you for Uncover Lebanon. Again, we're having problem with the connection. I think it's because of the weather. I don't know. So also Maurice and Uncover Lebanon team won't be able to be us. For the experts committee, you can give us your feedback directly, or you can add it on the feedback form that we shared with you. So if you have any feedback, please let us know. They would be hearing us, but they're not able to get on the stage. So if you have any comments, Michelle.
From my side, I also am wondering about the sustainability of how are they gonna sustain their operation? Is it through ads? So that's my main concern about this initiative. And also I want to mention that there was something similar that was done with the municipality of Tripoli. So,
okay.
But I think that I'm not sure if the municipality is still maintaining those information. So maybe if they can also get in contact with the municipality, it might be also an opportunity to not to start from scratch in Tripoli.
Yes, sure. Basically, they started with Batroun and Zbail. So they started their pilot in Batroun, and they're moving to Zbail. But I didn't know if they talked with Tripoli or not, or yet, not yet. I will ask them certainly. And Rahad, if you want, you can add your comment in the feedback form also.
Okay.
Michelle, Andrew, do you have any comments, any questions?
I'd just like to make a suggestion with tourism most of the time, the social impact is also on the surrounding communities because visitors will be eating in restaurants, sleeping in hotels, spending in the shops, etc. So I think that it's important to find a way to measure these economic indicators because this is also what will attract impact investors.
Okay, great. Michelle, just if you can also add this in your comment sheet, it would be amazing because I will be sharing it with them after the event also. Andrew, any comments before we wrap it up?
No, very briefly, I thought it was a good idea. As someone who travels quite a bit and is always trying to find interesting places to go, I think it's a great idea. The issue I'm concerned with is how tourists find out about it, how they will drive people to use their app. I think it's a great idea, but I'd be curious on the marketing side and also how you make money. I think that also could use some refinement in terms of will people be willing to pay for something they can get for free from Google? That's the question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew, Michelle, and Raghib. Thank you. We're going to move for another startup also with Fabric Aid. They are giving decent clothing at affordable prices while reducing fabric waste.
My name is Zulia Halwani. I'm the marketing manager at Fabric Aid, a social enterprise that tackles the value chain of clothing. I'm going to start off with an alarming figure. 5% of all solid waste in Lebanon consists of fabric waste. Not only that, 35% of Lebanon's population is unemployed, with 1.7 million people under the poverty line unable to afford clothing. To Fabric Aid, the solution was easy. 3.3 million people in Lebanon cannot afford to buy first-hand clothing. And 2.5 million people are willing to give away clothes but have no means to do so. NGOs in general and in Lebanon in specific do not have the means to sustain the full operation of collecting and redistributing clothes in an effective way. This causes a lot of frustration in marginalized communities that are forced to resort to imported, low-quality, and very expensive second-hand clothing. The circular model at Fabric Aid allows the collection, sorting, and redistribution of clothes at very affordable prices. Fabric Aid has 300 bins that are distributed all over the country, in addition to other partnerships made with NGOs, schools, banks, and other companies. The clothes are sorted, cleaned, mended, and then categorized into different bundles to be sent to our stores called Souq al-Khlanj. There are currently 4 Souq al-Khlanj stores in Lebanon, in areas that need us the most, like Akkar, Trablus, Wed al-Zaini, and Bush Hamoud. 78% of all of the clothes that we receive are sold at Souq al-Khlanj, at the prices ranging from 500 Lebanese pounds to 3,000 Lebanese pounds. That way, any person can come into the store, pick what they like, try it on, pay for it, and leave with a dignified shopping experience. Some of the clothing that we receive is too out there or extravagant and cannot be sold in Souq al-Khlanj. About 6% of the clothes that we receive fall in that category, and these are sold in our store, Second Base, that is a vintage and thrift store. All the revenues of Second Base go back into Fabric Aid to sustain the enterprise. The remaining 16% are usually clothes that are damaged and cannot be sold in retail, are part of a project called Fabric Base, where the clothes are upcycled and recycled into new products like cushions and bags. As for our social impact, Fabric Aid has collected over 120,000 kilograms of clothing and sold over 100,000 pieces, with 20,000 direct beneficiaries and 30 full-time employees. As for our environmental impact, we have reduced carbon emissions by 432,000 kilograms and reduced the use of fertilizers by 60,000 kilograms. As for recognitions, Fabric Aid is the winner of the UN Champions of the Earth Award, the Dennis Beaton Award, and number 6 on Forbes' list of the best startups in the Middle East. From starting up as a small startup in Lebanon with a few pop-up stores here and there, Fabric Aid is now an enterprise with 5 permanent stores in Lebanon. But our duty does not stop here. There are 77 million people in the Arab world who cannot afford to buy first-hand clothing. This is why we are now raising $300,000 to support our first venture outside of Lebanon to Jordan.
So I'm inviting Lulia to the stage, the expert committee. Hi, Lulia, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Jessica?
Great, great. So we're waiting for the expert committee to be with us on the stage so they can share their feedback or they can ask you any questions. So I can see Michelle. Michelle, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. So very well done, Lulia. As you know, Alfanar has been supporting Fabricate for the past 2 years. So far, we have given 150,000 in grants. So you have all my feedback. I think it was really nice to see you pitch as opposed to Amar. It was really exciting and very, very well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I
can continue. So it's really an amazing initiative, and it comes handy really nowadays. I'm sure that it has, in addition to the economic impact, also an environmental impact. So really, it has all the factors, in my opinion, to success. So best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Lula. I thought it was a really good presentation, so well done. I think it's you're solving a big issue from the environmental side, but you're also making money in the stores, in the retail stores. So I think the business model seems very well thought through. I think the fact that you're expanding is a good idea too. One thing I'd like to learn, not only from you, but from the future companies is if you are making money, it would be great to just share some of those details if you can, unless you want to keep that. But that's also an interesting fact. But I like how you have a path for each type of clothes. So the clothes that aren't great, they go into cushions. So I think that's very creative. And I commend you for your creativity, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much. For more information about our finances, we have a radical transparency law, so we can provide you with anything you need in terms of how we calculate all of our donor money versus what we make in terms of retail sales. So everything is out in the open. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. If there is no other comments, we're going to take a 3-minute break to prepare the second group. I want to thank everyone for watching. And again, don't forget, you can register interest with each startup. We have sent you in the chat box links that you can click on, go register interest for the startup, to be their mentor, to invest in this startup, to be customers, to buy their product and services, or even to be a volunteer in this startup. Thank you. Hello everyone, we're back again, and I'm happy to introduce the second group, starting with Zima. Zima is managing bandwidth, subscription, and billing without a server.
KwaZulu-Natal is a province in South Africa, known for its beautiful coastline, wild savanna, and rich culture. Its capital has a good internet infrastructure, but the countryside is still largely unconnected. Theo lives in the countryside, and he decided to do something about that. So he borrowed money from family and friends and bought cables and antennas to start connecting his community. But soon enough, he discovered that he is unable to keep going without management and monitoring systems that take months to set up and cost him tens of thousands of dollars. Unable to afford that, he searched online and found about Zima, a cloud-based management software that helps small internet service providers to set up in just 2 minutes without any upfront costs. Theo signed up with Zima and created his page. Then he connected his router by simply pasting a command. He was surprised how easy it was to get started. Now he can access Zima from his phone to monitor his network, manage his bandwidth, his user subscriptions and billing, and much more. The best part, Theo gets all that for free. He can optionally upgrade to receive additional features for just 25 cents per internet user per month. In South Africa, there are thousands of internet heroes like Theo connecting their communities. Worldwide, there are 4 billion internet users, from which 1.5 billion are managed by 5 million small internet service providers. The internet management software business is a $50 billion market. The competition ranges between free software but lacking on features or expensive solutions not adapted to the purchasing power of developing countries. Our focus at Zima is on 2 fronts: ease of use and affordable adapted pricing. We enjoy interacting daily with our users worldwide and listening to their success stories. For example, a provider in the Himalayas that connected 200 homes in the Gorkha Hills, or another one from Pakistan that connected 1,000 homes in Karachi. Truly inspiring stories from internet heroes in different parts of the world. This year, we have been busy in completing our product features that will allow us to scale. In parallel, our user base grew to 90 ISPs with a total of 30,000 internet users. We also validated 5 countries: the Philippines, Indonesia, Turkey, Greece, and Nigeria. In order to grow Zima, we are finalizing our freemium offer that will help us grow our community forum. Also, we will take part in MikroTik user meeting conferences and currently working to partner with the Internet Society in the countries where community networks are actively deployed. We are a team of 4 engineers with a range of skill sets from cloud technology, network engineering, product design, and user experience. Through the Impact Rise program, we had a wonderful coach and mentors that helped us taking Zima to the next level, in the hopes of becoming the go-to internet management solution worldwide. Today, there are 3 billion people still unconnected to the internet. They are waiting for people like Theo to connect them. We believe that by empowering those internet heroes, we can help close the digital gap in the hopes that one day the internet becomes a human right.
And now for Naeem to go on stage and the expert committee also, please.
This is not Naeem, this is Jihad. It's from Lebanon. It's misconfusing.
Hi, Naeem.
Hello. Hello, Jessica.
How are you doing?
Hello, judges.
So we will listen to the committee's feedback and questions, please.
All right.
Hi, Naeem. It was very well done. I really liked the storytelling. And it's obviously a great business potential. What I'm confused about, though, is how do you ensure that the ISP is not overcharging the users? Because if you want to have a social impact, you want to make sure that the ISP, who you are reducing their costs, are then charging decent prices so that vulnerable individuals can access the internet.
Yes, exactly. This is one of the challenges, actually, in order to measure this kind of impact. And we have discussed that with our coach and mentors. This was actually an important topic to solve. There are some measures that we will be able to start implementing, but it will be a bit tricky for the moment to automate that. We can do that through polling or through by asking the users. But the way Zima has been or is being created is to automate most of the parts. So we will have to the automation part will be taking some work for that. But we are taking this point into consideration. To measure the impact that those ISPs, because not all the ISPs are also in rural areas. Also, we have some ISPs that are not in rural areas. So adapting that or being able to measure this type of ISPs and putting them aside and measuring this part of our work is a work in progress at the moment.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Naeem.
Thank you.
Andrew, Raghed, anyone has any comments or question? We still have 1 minute and a half.
Great. I will just say I think it's a great idea. The goal connectivity throughout the world and how you're focusing on the rural areas, I think is a good one. Because you're specializing in terms of that market. I'm curious in terms of who your competition is, because obviously this is a crowded space, but I definitely think it's a great mission. You're off to a good start.
Yes. Actually, our competition is in the domain of internet management software. It's not in the internet providers, because we all of us provide the management tools for the providers. So there are a number of them. There's a lot of them. We know about 90 or 200 of them. Most of them are good in their region. For example, in the US, there are 3 or 4 market leaders, but that work mostly with big ISPs. Sorry. Sorry,
No, we can hear
you. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Yeah, Naeem, we can hear you. Just for the expert committee, are you able to hear Naeem? I think there's something in the connection.
Can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Naeem, we can hear you clearly.
We can hear you.
Naeem, can you hear us? Naim, they're sending you in the private chat box that we are able to hear you. For the jury, for the committee, expert committee, can you hear me or hear Naim? Can you hear anyone? Raghid, would you like to give your comments? Raghid, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yes, can you
I think
please?
the problem is at Naim's.
Yeah, we are trying to fix the problem with Naim, but if you can, you can continue with the feedback.
No, actually, I also needed to understand what's the the difference between Zima and their competitors. What's the added value of Zima?
Okay, Naim is able to go. Naim, we were able to hear you. Oh. Naim. Again, for the committee, you can enter your comments. You can put your comments in the comment sheet that we have shared with you. And after the pitches, we will ask the startup to give you the answer for their questions. Okay? Thank you. So moving to another startup, and recycling has never been easier with Live, Love, Recycle. Let's welcome Live, Love, Recycle. Video. 1 second.
One year ago, we joined the Impact Rise program. Little we knew about all the challenges we were going to face during this year. Despite everything we faced, from COVID-19 to political instability to economic collapse, we managed to grow our social enterprise. During this year, we managed to open our new recycling facility. Not only we're taking a bigger quantity of recyclable, but we're also collecting new items, such as electronic waste, white glass, used cooking oil, clothes, and food donation. 8 months of hard work, we were finally ready to launch our new application. And on the 4th of August, everything changed. We were personally affected, and our warehouse were also damaged. 2 weeks later, we recovered, and we were back on our feet. As a response to the 4th of August, we installed a recycling station in the affected area. We also dedicated 2 of our trucks to collect more than 100 tons of broken glass from Beirut. And most importantly, we didn't give up. We launched our new mobile application, which makes recycling even easier. All you have to do is download our app, register, search your recyclable, and request a pickup. A driver will be at your doorstep in an hour. Thanks to the grant we received from several donors, such as the NDP and the Swiss Embassy, and due to the economical and environmental situation in Lebanon, we decided to keep the service free of charge. Please download the app and start recycling. From the data collected through our new app, we can clearly see that there are many people waiting for us to expand beyond Beirut. In order to reach out to them, we want to continue on updating our crowdsourced recycling platform to keep our country clean and create much-needed jobs for our fellow citizens. All those milestones couldn't be accomplished without your support, the Impact Rise program. Yalla, download the app and start recycling.
Thank you for watching the video. George has also some connection problems, so also for the committee, I invite you to be on the stage to give them feedback. You can put your feedback also in the feedback form, but if you want to give George any feedback, he is here, he can listen to us. Michelle, do you have some feedback? I know you know George.
Yeah, I know George, and first I want to say because I know you went through some difficult days with the August blast. Today, I use the app to get bags picked up. I've been a client since day one. And in August, I was staying in the mountains, and I was driving down to your warehouse with bags in my truck to put them there. So I am the biggest fan of Live, Love, Recycle, and I would urge to at least let us pay optionally. I know that you don't want to make it paying because you don't to stop the possibility of scaling. But if people like me are happy to pay for the recyclables, then you should have this option. It could be like a donation, or you could also consider getting sponsors to advertise on the app. I know it doesn't look very good, but there are a lot of CSR programs that have the environment as one of their SDG priorities, and who would be happy to pay for your services. So I think you should revise your free model.
One second, George is able to connect again. But Michel, I think in his development of the app now, he will be putting a small amount that people can pay already. No? No, he's having some troubles in connecting. George, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hi, George.
Hello?
Hi, George.
Hi, Michelle. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you're able to listen to me. Hello?
Yeah, George, we are able to hear you. Are you able to hear us? George, can you hear us?
Jess, Andrew. Hello?
Is there okay, he's not able to hear us. We're trying to fix this problem for George, but for Andrew and Raghav, would you like to add anything else?
Sure. I would like to really echo what Michelle said. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of companies, especially companies that are concerned about their corporate social responsibility, would be willing to pay for this service. And I think at the end, for you to be successful and spread throughout Lebanon and also throughout the world, you have to make money. And I think there's a lot of people in this world, whether they're concerned over the environment or from their own personal convictions, who would be willing to pay extra so they could be rest assured that their garbage is being recycled. So I would encourage you to move from the donation model to a for-profit model. Thank you.
Nothing to add from my side. I mean, I'm familiar with Live, Love, Recycle. I would maybe wanted to know about. I mean, there are some revenues from selling the recyclables. So it would have been good to hear about that part.
Yes. Again, you can add your comment and we will be sending you all the answer for your question. Basically, George was doing a freemium model because he wanted to raise awareness for recycling. But I think now he's developing the app and to making people pay. George? The connection is really bad. So we're going to move to another startup. And we're going to go to Tiba. Tiba is doing Lebanese tea, and what's better than sipping a cup of tea in this weather? Meet Tiba.
I'm a big fan of spending time in my garden, reading a book and sipping a cup of tea. But there was always something off about that. I wasn't really able to relate what I was drinking to what I was experiencing in my surrounding, from colors to textures to aromas. And after making a small market search, it turned out we nearly import all our tea consumption. Living in a rural area with a lot of untapped lands and a lot of unemployed women, I thought, you know what? I want this cup to be a cup of change. And here it was, Tiba. My dream was to develop a local Lebanese tea brand planted and cultivated in Lebanon, preserving and highlighting our natural heritage, investing in the untapped lands, and empowering women in rural areas. It was all a dream just 1 year ago. Today, Tiba is a beautiful reality. We offer loose tea in glass jars, cardboard tea packages, wooden handcrafted tea boxes with 2 primary flavors and other seasonal flavors. And just this month, we opened our workshop in which women come here to process and package our tea, and it's available for tea pickups. What we do at Tiba is that we train women how to plant and cultivate the herbs and plants, provide them with the plants they need to fill out the empty spaces in their gardens, come back and take the crops, bring them to our workshop where they are processed, blended, and packaged by other rural women. What really makes us stand out from other tea brands in the market is that we offer a local, good quality, fresh, and an affordable tea. The tea market size in Lebanon is equivalent to 30 billion Lebanese pounds a year. Our aim is to sell to direct customers using online platforms, healthy food market, and to expand through partnerships, collaborations, and franchising Tiba's concept to reach 10 to 15% as a market share with sales equivalent to 3 billion Lebanese pounds a year. Despite this hectic year, we are proud to say that we succeeded in building Tiba's first greenhouse, adding 2 new products, conducting a food safety analysis about Tiba's production process, joining Sprint International Network of Innovation, opening Tiba's workshop and recruiting 3 women, and currently we are setting up our company and our website is about to go live. In the upcoming months, we'll be working on gaining international certifications for our products. In year 2021, we'll be working on exporting Tiba's products to the European market and the MENA region, starting with UAE and Saudi Arabia, along with opening Tiba tea shops and tea lounges in Beirut and founding Tiba Community People. In year 2022, we'll be working on franchising Tiba's tea lounges. The team consists of me, Bushra. I'm a visual artist and an art director, along with 3 women who work with us, and we are looking forward to recruiting 2 new team members to take care of operations and human resources. Everything starts small and grows bigger, except for dreams. They start big and they keep on growing bigger and bigger. So follow us on our social media platforms. A lot is yet to come. And don't forget to order our tea products to sip and enjoy a good cup of change.
Thank you again. And for the feedback, we move for the feedback of the committee, of the expert committee with us. Would anyone like to start giving their feedback? Bushra is not with us. Please.
I'll start.
Okay, Bushra is with us. So, hi Bushra, how are you doing?
I'll be very brief. I think it's a really cool idea to start a new category in Lebanese tea, and I think empowering rural women is something that is a great idea as well. I think the issue is I'd be curious to know how expensive the Tiba tea is compared to the tea we find in the store, because I think you have some big competition with all the tea coming from
Jessica, can you hear me?
other areas.
Tiba, can you hear us? Bushra, can you hear? Can you answer Andrew? باتريك في مشكلة.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're hearing me before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes?
Did you hear the question of Andrew?
Jessica?
Yes, can you hear me? Michelle or Raghed, can you continue your feedback? We're going to type
There's
the
a huge
questions
delay
in the
in
chat
the
box.
sound.
Michelle, do you have any feedback? Raghed, Andrew will get back to you and answer you on this question.
No, from my side, I think that Lebanon is very rich in biodiversity. I assume that all the herbs, the mixture of herbs that they are using are all from Lebanese territories. So I was wondering if there are going to be specific lines rather than a mixture of herbs. That would be an option in terms of expansion.
Okay.
So that's something that just needs some clarification. Whether it's a mixture,
Sure, it could be an option.
all the herbs are Lebanese herbs, or they are, importing some of them from.
No, all the herbs are Lebanese. They is using the rural woman to cultivate this tea, and she goes and get them from their places. So she would be empowering the women in the rural areas to work and cultivate those herbs, and then she will use those Lebanese herbs to do the Lebanese tea. It's 100% local, 100%.
So it's a mixture of herbs. When we
organic.
say Lebanese tea, it's a mixture of herbs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Michelle, do you have any
So-
comment?
Yes, on my end, I would just like to say that this business model and this impact model is the perfect example of what impact investors are looking to invest in, because it's scalable, and it's scalable without having to increase the costs. And we are looking to launch an impact fund, and two of the most important things we're looking at is import substitution and is possibility to export, and she has both of those. So I think that this has really big potential, but there's be really careful about, I don't know if she's hearing, but I will add this feedback. She should not be alone. Nobody will support an organization that doesn't have a strong co-founder or a strong team in place. So this is something to be very careful of.
She is looking to expand her team.
Quickly.
And she
Let's
mentioned
do it
that she needs now, and she needs marketing and someone in the
Yeah.
operations. Sure. Thank you for the committee, and thank you for your feedback. It was really helpful. And now we will go to the next startup. We have Green Track. And Green Track is trying to solve the waste crisis in Lebanon through sorting at source and recycling projects.
$11 billion have been spent by the Lebanese state on the waste file over the past 27 years. The Lebanese pay $1.2 million every day to treat 7,000 tons of waste, meaning that the cost per ton is $300. And the results are dumpfills everywhere in Lebanon and a sustained waste. Many are trying to solve the waste crisis, but the problem still persists. Why? Because we are not talking directly to the communities, ignoring the Lebanese behavior and culture, leading to a lack in the waste management system. Green Track is a social enterprise for a sustainable waste management system. It aims to solve the waste crisis in Lebanon through sorting at source projects led by a green woman community. Our mission is to support cities to implement sorting at source projects funded by international NGOs, companies, and municipalities looking for education and raising awareness about this topic by creating clubs for waste management in all over Lebanon. And the second one is collecting and sorting waste to sell them as raw materials to factories that need that good quality of recyclables and good clean organic waste. The Green Track Club's idea was born based on the Impact Rise program concept, which promote economic sustainability through social impact. The clubs target the local community in the village or city and residents who are able to manage their waste independently and without a national plan. Each club hires volunteers from within the village to promote the club's CSR and provide the core services. Part of the return generated from the service will be allocated to the club of the village. This way, volunteers will be able to economically sustain themselves. Once you manage to establish the club in a village, the surrounding villages will follow. This is the beauty of building a distributed network based on localism. And we are looking to continue in the phase 2 of the Impact Rise program to prove the social impact concept, the spillover effect, and its positive outcomes in terms of sustainability through socially impacting our city and villages. The Green Track Club is a revolutionary approach capable of developing a new methodology in waste management. Not only theorize on the subject matter, but also act on it. With this transformation, the social impact, once surrounded by different cultural, geographical, political challenges, and trying to solve a problem as big as a nation, become localized to each and every city and village in Lebanon, where the club breaks through. Green Track Club, I am the hero of the change, I am the future, and I am the change.
Thank you for this amazing video. And also I would call for the committee, experts committee, to be on the stage with us to give us the feedback for Green Track. Hi, Khadar.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Did you like the video?
Yes. I'm very happy with that.
So for the expert committee, anyone would like to start giving their feedback to Khadar?
I can start.
Yes.
Very well done. We could really feel your energy, your commitment, your vision. It's really great. It wasn't clear for me how you will become sustainable. Can you clarify that a little bit further? And are you only reliant on volunteers, or will you have team members, full-time team members supporting?
Yes, so we have many type of revenue model in the club. So we teach the club or the community how we can generate revenue from the 6 or 5 type of revenue model. We can sell the recyclable or the raw material to the company. It's the first type of revenue model, or the service for the municipality or the people, or for the NGO looking for raising awareness about this topic. So we have many type. How we can generate revenue and be sustainable, and the part of the revenue generated from each club will go to the green track, so we can be sustainable in this way. So it's a methodology of learning how we can generate revenue from sorting at source project.
Okay, thank you.
Andrew, yeah, from my side, I think that it's a very ambitious initiative. I hope that it will succeed. It's very much needed. There are some initiatives here and there, but unfortunately, their impact is very minimal. I want to hear from you what is your plan in terms of the outreach. I mean, to make people and communities aware and interested in this initiative.
Yes, thank you. we are already like we have many messages, like receiving messages from all over the municipalities in Lebanon. And for now, for an example, we are winning, we won OMDI project, $20,000 to create the first 4 club outside of Tripoli. So after that, we won a project. We can ask people who is ready to create the club in the municipality, or which municipality ready to implement this type of project, or the community itself came to us and call us and tell us to please you can create the club in our community or in the municipality. So it's a reciprocal process, or the municipality can call us to implement the project, or the community itself go to the municipality to ask her to implement this project. So
I need
both
to hear the feedback of Andrew also. We still have only 2 seconds. So wrap your idea and we will hear the comments of Andrew before we move to another startup. Thank you.
Thank you, Fuller. You did a very good job on your presentation. I enjoyed it. I had the same questions as Michelle and Raghid, so I won't repeat them. And I think it's a huge problem in Lebanon, and I appreciate that you're tackling different areas of making money. My suggestion would be, focus on the revenue model that you think has the greatest chance of success, and focus your energy into that. So, because right now you're doing like 5 or 6 different things. You're taking money from the municipality. You're maybe getting money from selling the products, your trash. So you're doing a lot of different things. My advice would be, find the one that you think has the greatest chance of success, and then refocus your energies in that area.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Khodr, and thank you for the commentary. If there's no other question, we will move to another startup. So they collect, restore, upcycle, and sell used furniture and appliances. Meet La Brocante.
La Brocante started in 2007 for the purpose of upcycling furnitures. And since we're part of Arc-en-Ciel aimed to recycle plastic, cardboard, and nowadays glass. What's the difference between upcycling and recycling? Recycling is the action of process of converting waste into reusable material. As for the upcycling, is the process of giving new burst aspect, higher quality from the original. Both ways, we are managing waste, playing in environmental impact. To upcycle furnitures, we need a workshop. This workshop consists of carpenters, upholsterers, interior designers, architect, furniture design. Following the mission of Arc-en-Ciel, people hired by La Brocante are people with difficulties. The business model of La Brocante is to donate, sort, rebuild, upcycle, recycle, and resell. Mostly the donation are raw materials and furnitures that we collect for free. The labor that we hired are people and expert people, artists, designers, that usually help us to upcycle these furnitures. Some vintage items are reselled directly to vintage collector. La Brocante targets 3 customers. The first one are the vintage collector. The second one are the low mass customer and the young couple. The third one are the green customers. There are no real direct competitors to La Brocante. The only indirect competitor are flea markets such as Basta, antiquaire shop, carpenter who customize furniture for clients. The advantage of La Brocante are Arc-en-Ciel facilities, technical know-how and reputation, job creation for people with difficulties, free collection of donated furniture from households, upcycling furnitures, waste management, recycled wood, affordable and sustained goods for customers, supporting people in need by providing free furnitures. La Brocante upcycle 800 furniture per year, employed more than 27 employees with 15 people with difficulties. More than 1,200 benefit from La Brocante services. In 2020, after the explosion, we started a social initiative, having a big social impact in distributing free furniture or refurbishing furniture to people who got affected by the blast, without forgetting our mission. Throughout Impact Rise, we have developed and restructured our business plan to be able to spin off from Arc-en-Ciel and become an entity by itself, and raised our management skills by training our team. We have finalized our landing page to become active online for our e-platform and collaborate with like-minded business artists. Our team consists of Coralie Deauville, who's the marketing manager, Roger Haddad, who's the finance manager, and myself, Jihad Jelwan, as a project manager. Visit our website, and don't forget, do not throw your furniture, just donate it to La Brocante. Lose it, we'll reuse it.
Thank you. And we have Jihad Jelwan with us to hear the feedback of the jury.
Let me start from the first one here.
Yes, hi Jihad, yes, we can hear you.
So I think Jihad, that really you have a great initiative. It has both strong social impact and environmental impact. So and at the same time, it has the potential to be self-sustained, financially speaking. Socially, I mean, I would highlight the employment of vulnerable groups. So that's really very much important. And of course, it has the environmental impact as well. So really, good luck.
Thank you.
I will be one of your customers, by the way.
Whenever you want.
Then rather don't forget to register an interest to be a customer on the link that we are sending. Michelle or Andrew, do you have any feedback?
Yes, I wanted to say, Jihad, the best part of your presentation, although I absolutely love Arc-en-Ciel, the best part for me was when you said because like Al-Fanar would love to support a social enterprise like yourself, but when you are under the umbrella of Arc-en-Ciel, it's much more difficult for us. So I also suggest that you look into the possibility of on-the-job vocational training, because a lot of people could be freelancers for you. Maybe they already are. When we talk about 27 people, maybe some of them are freelancers, but you could be creating careers for them. If they live in faraway areas, they could come and learn the skills and then take that back to their neighborhoods and continue operating in that.
Yeah, it's one of our, I think it's our objective later on. It's to get people, like people who works with the BT or something, like they have like in the school, whatever, to come to our workshop and do their like stage in our workshop and to learn how to do it. And second of all, we have the La Brocante des Artistes. Actually, La Brocante des Artistes, we procure artists from Lebanon, and they choose one of our furniture, and they relift it in their way, and we resell it for them to encourage them, and encourage the La Brocante as well. So
amazing.
Andrew, any feedback, insight?
Sure. Thank you, Jihad. I really enjoyed your presentation. I give you very high marks for the way you were very clear. The value proposition was clear. I understood the business right away. My only concern is how can you scale this business? I mean, you're doing great work. You're employing people, but I'm concerned on how you can make this really big and successful on a large scale. And I didn't see that in your presentation, but all the other aspects I thought were really, really well done. So thank you.
You're welcome. I think nowadays everybody's gonna go for upcycling or secondhand furniture because like buying a new thing. It's very expensive though. And I think we're gonna make awareness for people to come and join our venture or whatever, or to buy something from our stuff. So I think it's gonna grow bigger and bigger for this side, I think. Okay.
Thank you, Jihad.
Thank you, Jessica.
Do you have one last second? Can I just add something very, very quickly? I think a good strategy for you to scale is through collaborations and partnerships with well-known brands. This is something that, for example, a social enterprise called Enash did with Nada Dibus, and it got them a lot of visibility. So if you can do something with Werde, with SCAF Group, with other organizations that can help promote you, it could be very good for scaling.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Michelle, for your feedback.
See you. Bye.
Another feedback, or you're saying bye?
Thank you, Michelle.
You're saying bye. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed listening to this ambitious change maker. We're going to take another 3-minute break to get the last group ready. And don't forget to go and register your interest on the links that we are sending in the chat box. So again, you can mentor those startups, you can be an investor, you can buy their product or services, or you can even volunteer to help them spread their initiative and make a better Lebanon. Thank you. And we're back with the last group of social startups. So we will start with Find a Nurse. And Find a Nurse is helping families find, hire, and manage trusted home care provider. Let's hear what Hussein have to say.
Our parents are the dearest and closest people in our lives. We feel guilty when having to leave them and want to make sure they're always in good hands when we're not around. But the process of finding a caring, trustworthy caregiver is neither straightforward nor easy. Let's face it, getting strangers to our homes is daunting. And although there is a good number of companies that offer home care services, they're so outdated and so lacking on transparency. Most of us prefer to hire people we know. That's why we usually seek freelancers who have been referred to us by family and friends. But when that's not an option, finding trusted caregivers becomes a burden. And it isn't any easier for the caregivers since they're working without any written agreements that would protect their rights if anything goes wrong. The good news, we have a solution. We have built Find a Nurse, the MENA's first online digital platform that enhances families' access to home care services while allowing qualified nurses to earn better. We have interviewed, screened, and trained caregivers in your area and listed them in one place that is a few clicks away. This way, you can make better informed decisions about hiring qualified, trusted caregivers after checking their detailed profiles and even reviews left by previous clients. And we make all of this sustainable by charging families a small fee to keep the system running. And this is a huge market size, valued at $4 billion in the Gulf alone, and growing at 10% each year, thanks to the growing number of elderly and women going to work. We position ourselves very uniquely against our online competitors in the region and internationally. But our secret sauce is that we are converting our traditional competitors into our partners and even clients. This will help us scale up quickly to the Gulf under the business-to-business model. That's why we are raising our seed fund to improve our technology and launch our operations in Qatar and Kuwait. We have been operational in Lebanon for over 2 years now. We have trained over 300 caregivers who have delivered more than 43,000 hours of care to more than 230 families. Check our reviews on Facebook. Our clients love us. With the help of Impact Rise, during 2020, we managed to launch 2 new services, Find a Nanny and Home Heroes. More importantly, we launched safe at-home COVID-19 testing in collaboration with AUBMC, and we just launched our pilot in Qatar. But the most important thing is that we have proudly survived 2020. At Find a Nurse, we are a team of an experienced nurse and a visionary entrepreneur on a mission. We are committed to making the home care industry safer, smarter, and more accessible for families while creating job opportunities for vulnerable caregivers in healthy working conditions. Join us on this mission.
Thank you. I would like to invite the expert committee on the stage, and also Hussein, if you can come on the stage. Hi, Hussein.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing very well.
Ready for the feedback of our expert committee?
Since I seem to have beaten Michelle and Ragged, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Thank you
okay,
very
Andrew, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hussein. That you did a fantastic presentation. So we're not giving points on the presentation, I know, but you did a very good job. The value proposition is clear. I like how you mentioned that you're going to make money from charging a fee. So I think it's a great idea, a great business. And I liked how you said the biggest accomplishment was you survived 2020. So Mabruk. Yeah. That is impressive. It has been a tough year for everybody, so thank you. One question I had, I've been talking to a lot of experts in the health sector recently, and I've heard that a lot of nurses are leaving Lebanon, especially the very skilled nurses. So I'm curious on your thoughts on that question.
Yeah, it's definitely a big loss to the country that we see all of these talents are migrating and immigrating outside Lebanon. For our size of the enterprise, if you're asking about if this affects us as a business, not at our scale, but definitely it affects over the long term when we don't have sufficient healthcare workers in the country. But we're not going to see this effect before a few years down the line. And most of our caregivers are the ones who are a bit less skilled than the ones who are leaving. So we rely mostly on the practical nurses who are the graduates of the technical schools more than the registered nurses, since these are the ones, the practical nurses are the ones whom you can afford to get to your home for long-term care. The registered nurses are always needed for very small interventions like an injection or a wound care. But the ones who really stay for 8 and 12 hours or even live in, these are the bit less qualified people, technical school graduates. So we don't have that much shortage. And these people can be upskilled. So we can upskill caregivers internally. And we've been working with a number of organizations that train these caregivers.
Thank you, Hussein. Michelle?
So hi, Hussein.
Hi,
I know Hussein and Find a Nurse really well. So I'm glad to see that you survived 2020.
Yeah.
So my question, I mean, we've discussed it before, but I just wanted to know if you've progressed a bit on that. How do you differentiate between a vulnerable nurse and someone who already has an amazing job at AUB, but just wants to be making some additional money?
Yeah, so at Find a Nurse, the people who really give the bulk of their hours are the ones who rely on home care a lot. Like they rely on home care to make a living. These are, as I said, the practical nurses. They get paid around $600,000, 600,000 Lebanese liras or 700 or even 800 maximum in hospitals. So for them, even if it gives them national security fund enrollment, it does not really pay the bills. So these are the ones who come to us since they cannot make enough money in the hospital. The degrees don't allow them to make enough money. And more often than not, these are the ones who come from underprivileged backgrounds. So most of them, more than 90% of our caregivers are females who live in the poorer area of the country. Big portion of them are either single moms or like they don't even earn enough to send their kids to decent schools. So these are typically the criteria. How much like are they educated enough to get a decent job at a hospital or at a national organization? Most of them, they're not. Do they have?
We're wrapping up. Minutes.
So that's basically the criteria: the education, income, the area of living, and whether they have certain family condition that prevent them from working a very rigid schedule at the hospital. So for them, home care is a very flexible way of work since we match them with exactly clients that fit their schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Raghed, you're not on stage. Would you like to add something? If not, we will continue to the other startups. Thank you, Michelle and Andrew. Thank you, Hussein. So now let's hear the story of Caesar's project, promoting sustainable and responsible tourism in the Shuf area.
Alisar and Sausan, two mothers from the Shuf area, have toured 69 countries and met 15,250 people in 2 years. How, you may ask? At our guest house, of course. It all happened when Cesar decided to shift his family's house into a guest house, and from there, the story of Caesar's project began. Sadly, a high percentage of Lebanese rural population, mainly youth, leave their villages yearly searching for new opportunities in urban areas or even outside the country. This is due to the unstructured planning of sustainable rural initiatives and businesses. That's why Caesar's project's main focuses come in the form of retaining local talents, creating innovation in rural tourism, and generating new sources of income. So what do we specifically do? We offer accommodation services through both operating and managing guest houses. Lamia, the owner of Strih Guest House, now secures a fixed monthly income for her family, and all what she does is simply host, smile, and serve her homemade warm food. Shuf Highland is an ecotourism project that we recently launched with Noor and her family at Ain Halta village and is now under our management. Next to Caesar's Guest House, we combined agriculture and tourism at Farmville, Baruch, and implemented a line of rural food products of 14 food items in collaboration with a local licensed clinic involving 12 families from the surrounding villages. But that's not all. Caesar's project is organizing experiential tour packages to enrich guest experience and bring tourism to locals' home. So the revenue of the project is generated from providing accommodation and on-site activities, selling tour packages and rural products, as well as from the management fees of other initiatives. Our competitors are many and are varied according to the different services we offer. But what makes us unique is that in one business, we are combining all that, the innovative youthful spirit in addressing authentic traditional life and the big impact we are making for the local community. Our team combines educated, hospitable, and skilled local people. We all share common objectives. Each one of us has a special contribution varying between marketing, NGO management, tourism management, as well as expertise in education and agriculture. Through Berytech's Impact Rise program, we connected with professionals who have improved our operations. In 2 years, we have welcomed more than 15,000 guests from 69 nationalities, targeting families, local and international backpackers, corporates, NGOs, and schools through Airbnb, our social media platforms, and word of mouth. Currently, we are aiming to boost sales of the experiential tour packages, and we're finalizing our standard operating procedures to replicate the success story of Caesar's projects on main project in other rural areas. And we are ready to welcome investors who are compassionate about rural development. Visit us to disconnect from life business and join our long journey in rural development. And don't forget, Elisar and Sausan are always here to welcome you with the warmest hospitality.
I would like to invite the experts committee to go on stage. And Carmen, if you're with us, if you can go on stage also, please.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi, Jessica.
You know, waiting for the jury for the experts committee to come on stage.
Hi, Carmen. Very well done. It was a really great video, great pitch, and great model. Very, very strong believer in ecotourism and responsible tourism. You made a very strong case about how you are supporting the community and doing things locally and responsibly, but I didn't understand enough the eco part of it. Like usually, like in ecotourism programs, there's also a part about the environmental preservation. Is there something, a special focus there, or is it just preventing any negative harm?
Yes. Besides the preventing of the negative effect, we are spreading awareness about environmental issues. We do packages that combines different visits to the natural reserve. We encourage youth and the students from schools, and we conduct outings for schools and to highlight environmental and social issues.
Okay. But you have, do you, for example, the guest house, do you recycle? Do you have a solar panel? Are things like that taken into consideration?
Okay. Our project is considered an eco-friendly project. We ask all our guests to do practices that are eco-friendly. We are aiming to make all our projects for reliable on renewable energy in the upcoming 2 years. Yes, it's on our plans.
It's in the plan. Perfect. Well done.
Anything to add?
Yeah, sorry, I had some technical difficulties, so I didn't see your whole presentation. Hopefully you can hear me, Carmen. But
Yes.
I think you did a fantastic job, so well done. It's impressive. You have 69 countries of visitors. I have no doubt that your project in the Shuf will be very successful. And I was just curious if you have plans to replicate the model from the Shuf to other areas, or whether you will just focus only in that geographic region.
Yes, we're planning to replicate this success story area that has the resources or has the criteria, the basic criteria as we have in the. Yes. You can hear us?
I'm not.
Raghed, can you hear us?
Now I can hear you.
Yes. Do you have anything to add?
Actually, I had some problems, so I couldn't see the whole thing, but I know that it's about ecotourism. So I will try to get more information from the expo, and I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you for the committee. So we're going to move to another startup, Froze, a community platform that engages millennials by gamifying waste reduction. Let's see Froze.
Froze. Froze. Froze. عم تفرز? We say it, we hear it, but why don't we do it? The answer is, we are not engaged. In the past 2 years, we interacted with 1,000 millennials, and turns out that having something convenient, feeling part of a community, and seeing the impact we've made engages us to reduce waste. And this is where Froze comes in, a community platform that engages millennials through convenient activities, tracks how much waste they've reduced, and rewards them for it. What kind of activities? Your habits. We started with Run with Froze at the Beirut Marathon with 70 runners and picked up 8,000 plastic bottles. It was so cool, we got the Best Activation Award. We then tapped into other habits. Are you a hiker? Hike with Froze. Like to party? Dance with Froze. Now if you shop, shop on Froze. It's an e-commerce platform giving you access to many eco-friendly products, highlighting each product's impact. Meet Therese.
Hi.
All the impact she has made in these activities is tracked, shown on her froze.me profile, and compared to others in the community. And get this, the more she reduces waste, the more she gets rewarded with things she likes. We're tapping into a $9 million market and making our profit through a combination of B2B and B2C. Our profit margin is a 20% commission from merchants selling on our platform and 80% from our own products. Like these froze pads. They're 100% cotton, chemical-free, saves you money, and as soft as raised head. During Impact Rise, we got validated through a survey of 900 and onboarded 2 sellers as our advisors. After the blast, we adapted. We helped recycle 90 tons of Beirut's glass. We partnered with Afrajwa to set up our Mdawar sorting station and collaborated with one local manufacturer to develop our froze pads. In October, we signed MOUs with 7 sellers and sold 130 of their products just through Instagram. So far, we avoided 95 tons of waste. We're targeting 12 new merchants and 400 customers in the next 2 quarters. And to achieve this milestone, we're asking for $50,000. So hop on the Froze train, because we've got game.
في حدا on stage? Thank you. So I'm calling for the startup and the committee to go on stage. Alex, Trey, anyone is with us?
Is he going to be with us?
1 second. Yes, we have someone. 1 second, they will get on stage. But meanwhile, if you want to start giving your feedback, they are hearing us. You can start giving your feedback if you don't have any questions.
I really liked the presentation. It was really fun. I would just ask, how do they vet the organizations that they promote on the website? Do they have like an application process, a due diligence? Because they need to be careful about who they're promoting to make sure that they truly have a positive environmental impact and that they're doing things safely for their employees, etc., etc.
Yes. 1 second. Do we have this? Okay.
Oh, they're all here.
Yes, they're all
Our
here.
lucky day.
So, Frost team, are you hearing us?
They're frozen.
They're frozen. Yeah, it's about the name. They're frozen and they frozen on the online. Okay, let's continue with other feedback so they connect with us again.
I also like the the presentation, and I like the idea and the impact that it creates with its different aspects. And I really wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. Andrew, do you have any comment?
Sure. I really like you guys' energy. I think you had one of the best produced presentations, and especially the rose was falling, and it was very well done. And maybe because I'm slightly too old to be a millennial, I was a little bit confused on the business. So I think next time, focus on what the real value proposition. I got a bit distracted with the pads and the website and the merchants, and maybe just work on refining what the real core of the business is. That would be my suggestion. But I think you guys have fantastic energy, and I think a lot of potential given your collaboration together. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Michelle, do you want to ask them the question again so they can answer you directly?
Yes, so quickly, as everyone said, congratulations on the presentation, the energy, the idea, everything is great. My question was more about how you select the organization that you promote. Do you have a vetting process, a due diligence to make sure you're not selecting the wrong ones?
Alex, please unmute yourself because you're on mute. You're unmuted. Alex, can you find the unmute button? It's under the screen. You have a microphone button. Just click on it so we can hear you, because we're not able to hear you. Can you please refresh the page and try again? Press forward. The page, they join us again.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So Alex, were you able to hear the question?
Yes, we heard the question.
Okay.
So basically what we do, we engage millennials through gamifying waste reduction. And we're doing that by tracking the impact of all the waste reducing activities they do, both on the ground through activities and online by purchasing eco-friendly products on our e-commerce website. And to answer your question, Michelle, the businesses that we work with or collaborate with are, of course, they sell eco-friendly products themselves. And the criteria for the products is affordability, attractiveness, so they have to be well designed, and practicality. So basically, and all these products have to be reducing waste, either made from waste as upcycled products, or recycled materials, or they actually reduce waste like reusable products.
Okay. Okay, I suggest that you do like mini reference checks and due diligence on organizations before putting them on the platform. I'll write more feedback about that.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Frost team. So we will be moving to 3QA. 3QA is offering support in holistic organizational management and excellence in governance. Let's move to 3QA.
Hi, my name is Tara Hermes, and I'm the CEO of 3QA. 3QA is a regional social enterprise based in Beirut. It stands for the Third Sector Quality Assurance. When we talk about the third sector, we're talking about everything that's not public, not private. If we think about the Middle East, we have over 137,000 registered third sector entities. In Lebanon alone, if we take a closer look at the work that we're doing here, we have over 14,000 registered entities. Since the Beirut blast that we've actually experienced in August, they were actually at the forefront of serving in the areas of rehabilitation, health, education, psychosocial support. We've had an immense amount of donors that have approached us in order to actually see and know who's doing the right work on the ground. And this is where 3QA comes in. So 3QA basically identifies, vets, and then monitors the work of local NGOs on the ground in order to better assist donors with the funds that they're actually dispersing into the country. Over $20 million of funding is actually channeled through 3QA, not through our accounts personally. It goes directly to the NGOs, but it is based on the assessments that we provide to the donors that look at governance, look at financials, monitoring and evaluation. So the ability to ensure accountability, transparency, and most importantly, sustainability. We have three main programs, one of which is the due diligence and monitoring program that focuses on the donors. The second is the Coach to Thrive, which works with NGOs and third sector entities to alleviate their operations. And the third is the workshops. That's where we raise awareness on the importance of different elements linked to international best practice standards, let's say. Our team consists of a range of different experts. We have people from the private sector, from the public sector, and from the third sector. I myself hold over 10 years within the sector of the NGOs in the region and locally. The most important thing I'd like to emphasize is to be giving in a calculated manner. A lot of donors assume that as long as we donate, then we've done our work. But we need to know who we're donating to and under what basis we're donating to. A lot of funding can be misused, mismanaged, and inefficiently spent. What 3QA does is it takes the hand of the donor alongside the hand of the NGO to ensure that they're aligned and there's a way in which impact is actually being made on the ground. Thank you.
Committee, can you please go on stage? Tara is not with us, but you can give her the comment because she is watching.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
Looking at the stage and seeing you, I'm saying, okay. So Tara is with
Hi,
us.
Tara.
Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So I know Tara and 3QA really well. We've gone through their due diligence and we've collaborated in supporting NGOs. So I just have one small feedback about the indicators, the social impact indicators. So if I understand correctly, your beneficiaries are the NGOs, and the problem that you're trying to solve is helping them improve their organizational management and governance so that they can themselves have a wider social impact. So I would suggest to also monitor the impact that you're having on the beneficiaries from a qualitative perspective, like the percentage improvement in their scoring, for example, in case you score them before and after, the percentage of NGOs whose indicators have increased after you've supported them. I know that one of your indicators is how much additional funding they've received, but maybe they've received additional funding without improving. So I would suggest maybe to try to look at the percentage improvements in scoring, but maybe you already have that in place.
So we started that actually. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time. We actually started this social impact indicators. It's just a little bit of a challenge sometimes, especially because the engagement with the organizations when 3QA steps in and when 3QA steps out sometimes is quite a long period, and a lot of different other actors are stepping in while we're there. So to be able to exclusively say that due to 3QA's intervention or involvement or exposure of these organizations has been done because of either the due diligence or the coaching or the vetting is a bit of a challenge. But what we've done is case by case, each organization is actually presented to the donor before and after receiving either the guidance on the due diligence. They changed their boards in order for them to actually be able to receive funding, whether their boards were inactive or their boards had politically exposed people. So from that angle, we're able to actually pinpoint and track. From other angles, sometimes it's less tangible and it's more difficult for us to be able to say that there's a direct correlation that is actually due to 3QA's intervention. But this is definitely work in progress.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not sure if anyone's speaking. I can't hear. Sorry.
How long have you been operational in Lebanon? For how long?
So we launched in January 2018. The 3QA will turn 3 in January 2020.
And how many staff do you have?
We have 8 full-timers, but we also have a group of around 10 experts that we bring on board as independent contractors when the load gets bigger and when there's a direct intervention that needs a technical intervention. So monitoring and evaluation expert, the governance expert, the legal expert, these are all available within 3QA's database and have been trained by our partners that we initially founded 3QA with in the UK, the NCVO.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Andrew, any feedback?
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Tara. I think you did a good job. You're clearly an expert in the donor and NGO community space, and I think transparency is something that the U.S. government really supports, and we fund actual grants in the area. And so I think the goal of your company is a really good one. I wasn't clear on how you make money, though. That would be something I would like to to understand. But I applaud your goal, and increasing transparency in Lebanon or any country for that matter is a really great opportunity. Thank you.
So just quickly on the note of the funding. So what we do is mainly we focus on the donors. So what we do with the donors is we provide our expertise and support in identifying NGOs and then selecting them through our due diligence program and then monitoring them. Once we're done with that program, we also provide support on coaching where donors would like to see a sustainable element to the organization that they've funded. So usually we give them packages based on what we're going to be intervening on. So the funding directly actually comes mainly from the donor entities that are interested in supporting local third sector areas on the ground.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for the committee. And we will move to our next and last startup, and it's Draw It. I hope you like to draw. Draw It is promoting a culture awareness through the illustration of talented designers. Let's see what he has to say.
To help those affected by August 4th Beirut blast, we are raising funds with the help of 9 artists. Promoting Lebanese solidarity is part of our cause, to inspire viewers and push through times of turbulence. We love our country. It is what makes us us. And we strive to promote our rich culture while channeling passion creatively, by taking local lingo and adding an artistic visual to create a deeper emotional connection with a smart storyline. something my viewers related to and often asked to have it printed on items they could take home. With 40% unemployment rate in Lebanon and illustration being a low-end requirement, artists in particular suffer a great deal, struggling to make a living and a name for themselves. But if we could inspire viewers by reflecting their cultural values, couldn't that create job opportunities for artists? Hi, my name is Rafi. I'm a designer, illustrator, and founder of Drawit, a print-on-demand marketplace promoting witty cultural expressions via digital illustrations printed on a wide variety of items. Artists can contribute to our cause while making an income and gain recognition. We are a one-stop shop celebrating cultural trends and occasions fitting customer product needs. What makes us unique are our creatives, which are witty and thought-provoking. We even offer customized artwork with exclusivity by taking the client's cultural message and adapting artwork to fit their product. This has made us gain traction since 2019. 419 cultural items have been sold, with 9.6 million Lebanese pounds made in sales so far. We guarantee income through direct sales, bulk orders, and placing our items in shops and duty-free. From the 18 million Lebanese worldwide, we are targeting 32%, ages 18 to 35, who are most likely to buy our products. What differentiates us from competition is our witty content, artwork customization with multiple artists and art styles. During Impact Prize program, we have included artists, sold 327 cultural items, made 8 million Lebanese pounds in sales, developed a landing page, and reached international sales through a Redbubble account. Looking forward, we will reach out to more artists, more suppliers, and do continuous marketing. Next year, we will launch our website, integrate more dropshipping platforms for international reach and sales, and target more B2B clients. And by phase 2, we will optimize our value chain and reach out to the KSA market where their artists can promote their culture through us. For that, we need help in marketing, suppliers, and B2B partnerships. We are asking for 20K used for marketing awareness, as well as passionate IT and marketing specialists to join our team. Oh, by the way, we are already looking into KSA expansion. So spread the culture and place your order to get a 10% discount for our first 10 users.
Thank you. Rafi and the jury committee, can you please on stage? Hi, Rafi.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing today?
Good, bomba, like every day. Oh, by the way, Andrew, I just couldn't help myself, by the way. I have a thing for character design.
Oh, Andrew, you got a sketch.
I just couldn't help myself. I
that looks exactly like me. Well,
yeah, it was really quickly. I just couldn't help myself.
It's amazing.
Send it to the embassy, and they'll figure out it's me.
Okay.
Well, I'll start since you were so nice to draw me. I think that means it's my turn. So Rafiq, thank you for the presentation. I think it was really well done. The Lebanon is known. I spent about almost 10 years in the Middle East. Lebanon is known for its deep cultural heritage and certainly on the artistic side. So I think you have a great idea to leverage that strength of Lebanon and your culture and make money off of it through selling really cool designs and witty things that you'll put on your site. My only question, and I gave you very high marks in my evaluation. My question is how do we get those products? Like, if I was a Lebanese customer and I wanted to get a poster that you had, are you going to mail it to me? Or is it how does that part work?
So let's say you are a Lebanese in Lebanon or abroad, elsewhere. So let's say you live in the States, for example. We use a method called dropshipping platform, in which everything is uploaded online, and every item is displayed neatly in front of the website, and every time you want any item, you just pick and it gets delivered to you directly. What dropshipping platforms allows us to do is to save cost, because technically any dropshipping platform, like Amazon, they will take care of the inventory, the printing, and then delivery for us. So this really allows us to go globally, and I'm already doing that, and I'm already injecting more dropshipping platforms into the website as well. So we're already expanding. I've already had sales from Holland, from Canada, from England, you know, not just Lebanese, because I've realized that tourists also enjoy our social lingo, the sweetie content that we have with our products. You're welcome.
Yeah, so Rafi, I loved your energy, your presentation, and I think it's a great idea. No, my only feedback is that, like, of course, preserving cultural heritage is really important, especially in the Arab world, because Arabic is being lost. But I think you could be, maybe I'm wrong, but you could be missing an opportunity, which is supporting the livelihoods of vulnerable graphic designers. If you focus a little bit more on the social impact and on vulnerable graphic designers, on training them, on giving them access to markets, then you could be accessing grant funding, you could be accessing impact investors, you could be scaling much faster than just focusing on the cultural preservation. So I really encourage you to look and dig a bit deeper about this vulnerable component as well.
In a way, you're hitting the nail right on the spot, actually, because our idea came from a personal problem in which I wanted to create a market not just for me, but for other artists in this case as well. So right now we have 9 artists, and they are more interested. And I'm going into, sorry, I need to say the name, Rafiq Hariri University, who I'm already pitching for other students to create not just excel at their talent, but also create a job opportunity for them. This is something that you could say is at the core, in which it's not a one-man show. It's always the community of artists, designers working together under one platform. What we do is we feature them and we give them a spotlight so that they have a name and an income for themselves. Every time they upload their work and it gets sold, they get a cut out of this. So this is something that it's crucial. It's at the core of the business.
Okay.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you for the committee members.
Thank you, everyone.
Since this is the last startup, I would ask for the committee to stay on the stage. I just want to thank you all for being here and giving the startups the comments and the feedback. I believe they were very constructive feedback. Thank you. And I want to thank all the audience for tuning in today. Personally, I have worked with these startups for the past year, and I'm very proud of the achievement that they have doing till now. We will definitely keep you posted for the next phase of the program. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, follow the startups on social media, download their app, and please click on the Expo button and go to the Expo to see the startup. You can engage with them. You can start a live video with them so you can ask them all the questions that you need. And I'm calling to all the investors, the mentors, customers, volunteers to support these ventures and be part of this growing ecosystem, helping the social entrepreneur. Let's change the world together and be socially responsible. Thank you. And I'm calling Christelle to come because she wanted to come from the first second of the event. She has something to say.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to say thank you to all the audience, to the wonderful entrepreneurs, coaches and mentors. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for Berytech team for putting all this together. The METI for believing in this initiative. And again, this is our way to change Lebanon for a better Lebanon. Be part of it. Please go visit Expo section. Encourage the startups and help us grow the impact in Lebanon. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.